Oh, oh, how do I? There we go. Hello everyone, so I'm trialing out a new lens. I mentioned this in the video I just filmed, but actually that video is going to go up after this, so I'm going to mention it again now. So now I want to tell you the story about the time I thought my insides were going to explode. And this is still happening now, so it's very current. So Wednesday I was at work and I was given, and I hope this doesn't flag my video again because it did before, I'm not going to tell you exactly what it was, but I was given a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory tablet, which is essentially, okay, well, like ibuprofen but slightly stronger. Now, and I mentioned this in my other video actually on my health update, the tablet that I've been given, and I never, like, I don't know about you guys, but they always say on the package, like, take with food, and I never really pay attention to that because it's never really affected me before, and that's really dumb on my part. But yeah, like paracetamol or ibuprofen or anything like that, I probably do take it with food, but I don't really think about it. Like, I could wake up in the morning and take a pill, and I know you should never ever take something on an empty stomach, but I have done before because I've been in loads of pain and not been hungry or something like that. So, and it's never affected me. So I kind of just thought it was one of those things they had to say, but kind of almost as well, like, oh, it would never happen to me sort of thing, which is the dumbest thing you can ever think, because there's a reason why they put those warning signs on labels, and you should listen to them. So I'm laughing now, but I'm actually still in loads of pain from this. I don't know why. And yeah, I'm just so tired and in pain. So if I don't seem like myself, that's why, and I do apologise. So Wednesday at work, I'd taken this tablet. I'd taken one of them. Now I had only just recently been given them by the doctor earlier on in the week. It must have been, yeah, the very beginning of the week on the Monday or something, or maybe a bit before that, the week before. And I'd kind of been avoiding taking them because I'm not huge into taking pills unless I really have to, because I kind of don't want my body to get used to taking pills. And also I just don't like the thought of things going into my body that I don't like really know that much about. So I got prescribed them because of my knee swellings. And if you want to know about like all of that sort of stuff, I'll link my health video below because it's very long-winded. But yeah, I've been prescribed these pills, and I've taken one, you know, every few days since I'd had them. So not really, only a couple of them that I'd taken at this point. But this day I was feeling particularly like illish and just not right. So I took I took one pill, and I took them with, I know this is a bit naughty, but I was recommended by the doctor because I get migraines that you can take like ibuprofen and paracetamol together, if you're feeling really like bad. It wasn't a migraine, so I was a bit naughty. I was just feeling really terrible and I had pain, but also swelling. So I took them both. So I took this pill and some paracetamol extra strength. Went about my day. And then I got back into the office. It was past the 4-hour mark sort of thing, and I was still not feeling great, or it started to wear off and I was starting to feel bad again, and I was like, look, I need to get through this day and then I can sleep and I'll feel much better. So I took another one, and I don't think I took any more painkillers. I just took this pill, and that was fine. And then I was getting towards the end of the day and my stomach was starting to feel a bit burny, like almost like, and a bit uncomfortable, almost like when you start to get like a sickness bug. So I was like, oh god, here we go, because I'd just gotten over a sickness bug. And so I was like, I just need to get through this day. I'm going to get through this day, and then I'm going to go home and everything will be fine. So I drive home and I've still got this burny feeling in my tummy, and I started to just feel just not right and just tired and just a bit gross. But I get tired and really gross feeling quite often because of feeling so poorly, which you can learn all about in my update on my health. So I wasn't too surprised. It was just the weird feeling in my stomach that was making me like, oh, what the hell is this all about? So Sharon had said, I had a friend around I think that day, and I just kind of like drifted off as I do quite often. As I do quite often when he has friends around. And they decided they were going to go see another friend and all that sort of stuff, and I was like, yeah, that's great because it means I can just do my thing. So I tidied up the room a bit, I sat back down, sort of relaxed, and they went out, And or did he go out on his own? I don't think he had a friend around this evening. I think he went out on his own to see a friend, because it was a couple of evenings later and I was still feeling bad when his friend came around. So he had gone out to see a friend, and he doesn't drive, so I dropped him there and I went to go pick him up, because we live in driving distance now from him, as opposed to where we used to live where he could just walk up there. So it was about midnight or something when he wanted to be picked up, and I'm quite easy, like even though I have to get up relatively early in the morning, I can have a night where I don't sleep too many hours, as long as it's not ridiculous. Like I don't mind, especially because I can tend to get a lot done if Shan's not here. So I was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever, just let me know. It's about midnight and he had work the next day as well, so very early, so we both were like, yeah, that works quite well. So I went to pick him up, and I had at this point started to get this really horrible like stabbing pains in my stomach, and it was like to the point where every time I got this like clenching, like someone was stabbing in my stomach, I'd have to stop and be like, oh, sort of thing. It was so bad, and I was getting like the sweats, like when you feel like you're going to be sick and stuff. And we got back and I was like, I think I'm going to be sick. So like I ran to the bathroom, and I got to the point I had like, this is a bit gross, and I do apologise for those of you who have I can't think of the name. You know, I think it starts with an E. I'll put it in the title so you know there's a trigger warning. But here's a trigger warning, a bit late now, for those who have a fear of sick. But I started to get that juicy mouth feeling when you know you're going to be sick, and even to the point where like I almost retched a bit, and my eye always twitches when I'm about to. Like my whole face is just like, oh. So that was all happening, and I was like, okay, well I'm going to be sick. Here it comes. Nothing came out, so I was like, what the hell, this is so weird. And at that point, like I was making like noises like oh sort of thing, but quite like loud enough. We have an ensuite, so obviously like Shan can hear, but like loud enough that he could hear. And he was like, are you alright? And I didn't lock the door, one because I don't really care, and two because I didn't have time to even think about it, so I thought I was just gonna vomit. So he was like, can I come in? And I was like, yeah, go on, please do. Because at this point I was like doubled over on the floor, like in agony. So he comes in, and he's like, what the hell, this is really weird. Like we need, and throughout the evening he was like, we need to call, or like go and see someone, or call 111, which in the UK is like, you can call them before going to A&E to save like the hassle, but actually I think it's kind of useless, because they either tell you you're dying or they tell you to go to bed and like sleep it off, which I guess it's helpful in a sense, but also they were kind of useless. I feel horrible about this whole situation because I know the NHS is struggling, but equally like it was a bit of a bad situation. So I called and I explained my symptoms. I was in bed and I had a hot water bottle on my stomach. It wasn't helping. I couldn't take anything because I didn't know what had happened. And the guy was going through all the questions, so I explained it to him, and he was like, let me go to my colleague. And then he came back and he said, like, I think you need to get an ambulance seen to you, and they can't actually send one out unless you say you like yes to it. They're like, they have to get your permission, I think, because he was like, if that's only if that's what you want me to do. And I was like, if that's what you think I need to have done, I don't know, I'm not a doctor. So at this point I'm like, what the hell, I've never been in an ambulance in my life. And so I was a bit freaked out, so I was like, yeah, okay. And at this point it was like about 1 o'clock. So I went downstairs and I said to my mum-in-law, like, I know this sounds dramatic, but there's probably going to be an ambulance turn up soon. Don't worry, I'm okay, but I'm not okay, sort of thing. I'm still alive. Anyway, so we got everything prepared. We weren't sure whether we were going to have to go into the hospital and have scans or anything, and Shan was like, oh, obviously I'm going to come with you. So he gets everything prepared for himself, and we wait downstairs. An hour goes by and literally nothing. So we're like, do we call them or what? So it's like, at this point, it must have been it must have been later than 1, because it was getting close to 3 by this point. And poor old Shan's waiting just on the main road because he doesn't want them to miss us, and he's a bit worried that maybe they have or they can't find us. And then I get this call from Winchester, and I answered it because I was just thinking like, maybe they're lost. And it's a lady on the phone, and she wants to run over my symptoms again, but also she wants to like gauge where we are and all that is what she said. And I thought, oh, here we go, she's going to keep me talking so I don't panic or something because they're running behind or something like that. So we go through all the symptoms, and she was very, very abrupt on the phone. And I know it's late, and I think she thinks I was being a drama queen. And she was like, well, how's the, asking all these questions, one of them being, what's the pain like? And I said, well, when it's stabbing me, it's probably about an 8, it's horrible. I have to like collect, I can't do anything, I can't talk to anyone. She's like, well, I'm talking about right now. And at this point, I wasn't having stabbing pain, so I was like, it's probably a 3 or a 4, because it still hurts. She was like, right, okay. So she goes through everything again, and she's like, yeah, just be assured you don't need an ambulance. So I'm like, right, so I've waited for an hour, it's now like 3 in the morning, you're telling me to sleep it off. My boyfriend and me have both got work in the morning. I don't have a I can't call in sick to work because I love my job and I've already taken time off, and although I'm not on a probationary period anymore, I don't want to be that person to mess people around. Like, people like very heavily rely on us in our job. Like, we have clients and things that I need to go and see and things to do that I've booked in from the day before. So I was like, and I know health is most important, but I was just like, this is just so frustrating. We waited all this time and I could have just been in bed sleeping and it would have made it better. So the next day was hell at work. And I made it in, everyone was lovely to me, I just sat at my desk, I could barely walk, but I was like, I'm doing this, I'm going to work. And I looked up on Dr. Google, which you shouldn't do, but I'm not like a hypochondriac, I just wanted to know. And I thought I knew what it was anyway, because of the symptoms that I kind of know. And it's like pain all the way through my stomach to my back. And if I eat certain foods, it makes it worse. If I don't eat, it makes it worse. So it's a really hard juggling game. I'm actually in pain quite a lot today, but I can't, or don't want to take pills, but equally I can't take pills because I don't know which one, like if something's going to affect it in a bad way. So like I'm just suffering through it. So I still haven't actually been to the doctor, which I know is really bad. But what I've deduced is it's either a stomach ulcer or the tablets that I took, because they're very notorious for causing ulcers and damaging your stomach lining. I don't know if it's necessarily giving me an ulcer or if it's just given me like an inflamed stomach lining, because it slowly gets better but then it hits me again. Like today is a bad day, but I really wanted to film because it's my one day off this week, so I was like, I don't care how I feel, I'm filming my videos, so that's what I'm doing. But yeah, today is a bad day, it's not feeling good. But the only reason I haven't been to the doctor is because I don't want to take extra time off work. I'm going to like a local hospital as opposed to like a hospital that can do everything. On Monday, tomorrow, although I don't know if you've heard the story or the news, this will probably go out on the same day that I'm supposed to be at the hospital, but the NHS has been bloody hacked, so I might not be able to go. But I'm thinking of, if things are going okay with the NHS, I'm going to ask when I'm there and just see what they recommend I do, because I can't live like this. I can't eat certain foods, but equally I have to keep eating, otherwise it gets really bad. It makes me tired. I haven't vomited, and the vomiting feeling has got less, and equally it hasn't come out the other end looking bad. So I'm not dying, but I genuinely thought I was going to die, and no one did anything. They didn't even let an ambulance come and check me, and I don't want to waste people's time, but I think I was probably, I've never been in an ambulance before. I've been to A&E once in my life. I hadn't regularly been going to the doctors until this whole like kidney bladder thing started, which is also explained in that video that I was talking about. So like I feel like I was almost like valid, you know, just them coming down for 10 minutes, even if it was to tell me that I was okay. But equally I probably do need some scans or like an endoscopy or something. But you know, such is life. So that was the time that I thought my insides were going to explode. 1, don't take anything unless you absolutely need to. 2, read the instructions properly on how you should take them. And 3, visit your doctor regularly so that you can always be healthy. So that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and leave me a little comment below. Let me know if you ever felt like your stomach's going to explode, because that would be great to know. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.